And as you can hear by the round of applause and all the excitement over here, I am up at GAIN, Guam Animals in Need in Yigo. When I decided that I'm taking over this show, I wanted to focus on people that are doing a lot of good in the community, people that are working nonstop, that weren't able to shut down during the pandemic. And I just recently got another cat, and you know, GAIN is always at the forefront of what I'm thinking about as far as people that are really doing a lot of good. So I wanted to come up here, talk to the ladies from GAIN about what they have coming up, how they dealt with the pandemic, and of course, we're going to take a look at some amazing, cute, adorable, adoptable animals. All right, so we're up here at GAIN, Guam Animals in Need. I'm talking to Allison, the executive director, and Jordan, the volunteer coordinator. You guys have a lot of things coming up and ongoing things, and what I wanted to start with is talking about during the pandemic, during the lockdown. You guys don't have the luxury of shutting down. You know, you have all these animals here that you need to take care of, that you're constantly trying to find homes for. So when the executive order came out, how did you guys adjust your plan as far as making sure the animals are healthy and also you, the staff, are healthy?
Yeah. Well, at first we did actually close the shelter aside from emergencies. So animals that were injured or sick were able to come in, and they would just call an emergency number. And so the staff was just coming up and taking care of the animals, you know, twice a day, which, you know, that was hard because we weren't generating any funds or anything like that, and you know, the roadblocks made it difficult too. So we ended up becoming very lucky, and we fostered out every single animal.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we did a couple of days where we just pushed all the animals out. We secured them all in homes, which is good, obviously, for the staff because we weren't having to travel, but it's really, really good for the animals because they weren't just up here not having visitors. They were actually in a home getting some, you know, love and attention, hopefully learning some new tricks and that sort of things. And
socializing, that's big for animals.
Yes, yeah.
And you see that a lot when there's a typhoon that comes in or a storm. You need to clear the shelter because they wouldn't be safe out there in the outdoors. So the people step up. People of Guam has always been super supportive of what you guys do up here.
Absolutely, yeah. People really came forward, and it was immediate. I think we got everybody out in 2.5 days after just, you know, initially pushing out the announcement, and a lot of them ended up adopting them. You know, they fell in love.
Fosters.
Yes. So it was good. It was I think we probably adopted out roughly around 20 of the animals by the time the quarantine was over.
And you, Jordan, as a volunteer director, handling the volunteers that are in here, how did you kind of balance that? Hey, we want you guys to be safe, but also there's still work to be done. One person can't do everything you need up here. So how did you balance that out?
Yeah, so unfortunately, during the pandemic, we did have to kind of put a halt on accepting new volunteers. But now we are back to accepting new volunteers, and they can reach me at jordan@guamanimals.org. And we just require masks and social distancing, and we are providing hand sanitizer and things like that to keep our volunteers safe.
Well, you guys have kind of been ahead of the curve anyway, because for years at GAIN, when you come in, you've got a hand sanitizer, and then you can handle the pets, and every time you do, you got a hand sanitizer again. You're like, we've been doing this.
Yes, we're all about that hand sanny game.
So volunteers, if people are interested in helping out, that, you know, money's a little tight, we can't donate cash or products, but they want to help out. What exactly, give us a little general idea of what a volunteer does day to day.
Yeah, so there's several different volunteer opportunities here at the shelter. A lot of it is socializing with the animals. We rely heavily on volunteers to get out and socialize these animals, get their energy out. We also rely on them heavily for helping us clean. Supply drives and events we also rely on volunteers on. They help us with fundraising and those sort of things. So we have several different opportunities, so if you're interested, just reach out to me.
And you're very flexible as far as hours,
yes,
because you know people have got their 9 to 5, people have got their family life, so you're very flexible. You just find a need where, hey, we need somebody to cover this day, who can volunteer?
Yeah, and we offer several different time slots. Volunteers can come in throughout the day, so it's pretty flexible for everyone's schedule.
Well, you guys are doing great things up here. It's a day-to-day thing. This is not just during the pandemic, we had to really take care of these animals. It's constant. And you're always looking for new ways of supporting GAIN. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about big ways that the people can help and also fun events that you can take part in. So we'll be back in just a little bit. We're back at Gain. We talked a lot about what they did during the pandemic, and now we're going to talk about what is coming up and big things that you have planned. I've been a part of several Gain fundraisers that are always a lot of fun. You've got such a great group. You've got such a great group of donators, people that are always out there supporting, writing checks, doing what they can. And for everyone else that wants to help, you've got some big programs coming up. Rummage Sale is one that I know you wanted to talk about. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we actually are having a rummage sale this Saturday, the 25th, from 6 to 9. It's at our Gain parking lot, and we have several different vendors signed up. So it will be a community event. People can just come out, shop, support the shelter. We will have our own booth, and we will also be doing a bake sale that morning. And the rummage sale is something that the community really loves and looks forward to, so we are going to be making it a monthly event. So just check us out on Facebook for the upcoming events.
Okay, good. And with this pandemic, the lockdown, a lot of people have spent a lot of time at home, maybe did a little bit more cleaning than they would like, and they realized that, you know what, we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So if someone does want to be a vendor, can they contact you guys and sign up?
Yes, they can reach me at jordan@guamanimals.org to sign up to be a vendor. And we also always are accepting donations. So if you don't want to be a vendor and you just want to donate items to sell at the yard sale, we also are accepting that.
So if you want to roll up and just throw a huge wad of cash at Gain, you can always do that. So the rummage sale, that's going to be happening frequently, as many times as you can, maybe once a month, you said. Another big thing that is an annual thing is clear the shelters. Allison, last year you and I, we were involved with that. We got everyone here at Gain and the station involved, and honestly, I was blown away by the success, the amount of adoptions we had. Let's recap last year's Clear the Shelters and look forward to what we have this year.
Yeah, so last year was the first year that we had ever done it. It was kind of a new thing. Generally, Guam is, kind of forgotten with some of the stateside activities, but luckily we were brought into it, and KUAM was a huge pushing force behind that. You guys helped us out a lot with the advertising, and then you coming up here to, be here live at that time was awesome. In a lot of the states, they do actually clear the shelters, and that would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that's of course the top goal, but if not everybody goes home, that's okay. It's just an opportunity for people to come and see who's here, who's available. As many adoptions as we can is always the the awesome part of it. And then we will generally do a discount on the adoption. It'll probably be roughly around 25% off, because we're also going to be giving away some free goodies and stuff like that, similar to what we did last year.
Right.
And we're going to try, we are going to be listening to, of course, the executive order rules, and having to monitor how many people are coming in and out this time. But we're still going to make sure that it's going to be fun, and just have, we want to be a part of the community as much as possible, even in these times when it's a little iffy here and there. But, everything's outdoors. We can keep everybody separated, and you can come take a look at all of our awesome animals. And all of our adoption processes can be done online and over the phone, too, as well.
Right. If you're not comfortable coming up here, you guys are big on social media.
Yeah.
You've got pictures of the animals up there, and if you see one, you're like, that's the one I want. You can fill out the paperwork online. But even if they do want to come down here, the process is super easy.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
I've been through it. I adopted a cat from here. You have the laptop set up in there, input some information, and then it's like waiting.
Yeah.
It's just waiting, because you don't just give out the pets to anybody. You got to make sure that they're going to a good home.
Yeah, of course.
But the process is super easy, and then Clear the Shelters is a. You mentioned that we do have to kind of tailor our plan because of the executive order. I mean, if it were up to you, you'd have this place packed with people,
Yeah.
and every animal would be out. They'd find
Yeah,
a forever
of
home.
course.
But that's just what
Yeah.
we can't do that.
Cannot, no.
So a lot of it is going to be on social media, and you don't have to wait to the campaign to adopt.
Nope.
You can adopt any day of the year.
Yes.
Pretty much, you're open every day of the year. Aren't you?
Yes, so the last couple of years, you know, we want to give our staff the opportunity to have the holidays off as much as possible, because we do have to show up every day to care for the animals. So on some of the major holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, we are closed in general. Aside from, you know, emergencies, we need to be open for that, you know, if people do need assistance. But generally speaking, the other, you know, 363,
Yep.
yeah, we're open. And the new hours for adoption and visitation are every day from 1:30 to 4 p.m.
Okay, so if you're looking to adopt, the best way to do it now with the order is to browse on social media, get an idea. Even if you just, I don't know, I think I want a dog, I think I want a cat, you can browse those animals, and if you find the one you want, come on down, fill the paperwork. There's always volunteers here whenever someone comes up. You're,
Yes.
of course, making sure that's possible.
Yes, of course.
And when we come back, we are going to talk about how people can help if they're not looking to adopt, if they just want to help these animals find their forever homes. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that. All right, still hanging out up here at Guam Animals in Need in the beautiful village of Yigo, talking to Allison and Jordan. We've covered a lot of things as far as the pandemic and what we have coming up. The Rummage Sale, we're going to cover that again. Clear the Shelters is coming up. But again, Jordan, Gain is not just open for these promotions. You're open 365 days a year. These animals need care. You're constantly looking for them to find homes, and that requires a lot of work.
Yes.
That requires a lot of supplies. That requires a lot of food.
Yes.
So it's all donation based. And what are some of the pressing needs that you have at the moment that people can, if they have the means, to donate?
Yeah, so a lot of our major supplies are donated, and we host a lot of supply drives throughout the community that we have volunteers run, and a lot of our big items that we are always in need of are dry dog and cat food, cat litter, cleaning supplies such as bleach, laundry detergent, those sort of things. So we heavily rely on donations for those.
I have 4 cats at home. It seems like we're always out of litter. So I can't imagine
Yeah.
with all these animals, with all the cats, with all the dogs, the food and everything that it takes. You mentioned the supply drives. I know those are pretty sporadic as far, they're here one time, they're here another one, but you're good about social media. So when is the next one?
So we try to have one about twice a month. So right now it's a little hard with COVID and the pandemic, finding locations that we're able to do it at. They are spread out throughout the community. Cost You Less is a big one that supports us. So if you want to like us on Facebook to be up to date on when we will be doing our next supply drive.
Okay, but again, you don't have to wait for the supply drive. You
No,
don't have to wait for the big
absolutely
promotion. You can come in and donate whatever it is. There was a litter shortage on island, wasn't there? For a little while there, we couldn't find any.
It goes through
Are you guys
waves.
buying it all up?
No, we try not to. We try not to buy any of those things. But yeah, it goes through waves, you know, it just kind of depends.
Yeah.
You just never know, and that's what makes it kind of nerve-wracking.
But whatever you have, you know, if you're going out to buy dog food for your dogs, you know, get an extra bag and drop it in. Fun events that you can take part in. So we'll be back in just a little bit. And all the supplies, that's a constant need. That is
Yes.
something that you always need more of because it's, they're perishable and dogs
Yeah.
are hungry, cats are hungry. And another thing that you do need, we talked about a little bit earlier, is bodies. You need volunteers.
Yes.
So let's talk about, again, volunteering. If anybody does want to, are there age restrictions and who can volunteer?
We pretty much accept all ages to come out and volunteer. If you are under the age of 17, you will just need a parent to come out and actually sign your volunteer agreement for you. Other than that, we accept everybody, several different opportunities to play with the animals. If you're not actually comfortable interacting with the animals, there's several other opportunities that you can help us out with around the shelter. So just reach out to me and we can get you set up to come in.
And adopting, again, is the main focus. We're trying to get all these animals to have forever homes. So the best bet is just to stop by up here.
Yeah, definitely.
Practice social distancing, hand sanitizer, and the process, again, you can do that online. So anything else you want the people to know about?
Just one of the biggest changes that we've made since opening back up after the quarantine is our hours are a little bit different.
Okay.
We are still open every day, but for trying to, make sure that everybody's safe, the public as well as the staff and the animals, we're only accepting public intakes. So people needing to drop off animals, we're only accepting between 9 a.m. and noon. Gain is now closed from 12 to 1:30. And then from 1:30 to 4, visitation and adoption is open. So it's a little bit different. And if people have questions, they can just call us 653-4246, just to make sure they know when they can come up. But it seems to be working out okay. I mean, we've secured good adoption numbers in the months that we've been open. A lot of it has been online and over email and stuff, which is totally fine.
However you're comfortable with it.
Yeah. We want people to feel safe. We want to feel safe. So we're trying to do everything we can while still making it accessible for everybody.
Well, you and the entire team up here have done an outstanding job, as you
you.
always have. So keep up the great work, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
All right, that's extra.